So, Hugo, can you describe how you navigated the uncertainty going through your immigration journey?
There were a few moments where there was uncertainty. I first moved to Canada in 2011 and I had a 12-month work permit. But during the course of that year, I kind of realized I wanted to stay, but I didn't really have the means to stay. So I left the country. And I was lucky that while I was away, they changed the rules for the IC program and I could get another work permit for up to 2 years. So I moved back to Montreal in 2013 during the second year and I was working in unskilled work. I was freelancing as a journalist, but working as a bartender as well. And I was like, okay, cool. I got to move somewhere else now. And then I got headhunted by a lawyer who wanted me to work on CanadaVisa.com, CICnews.com, which a lot of the community members would probably be familiar with. But even while I was there, they had to pursue an LMIA for me. And the lawyers were like, this is touch and go. This might not work out. So I didn't know if I was going to be able to stay. And I was on implied status, now called maintained status. But basically, I was unable to leave Canada and retain my work. Later on, I was trying to navigate how to get PR. And living in Quebec, you're not really meant to pursue express entry. But I threw my hat in the ring and I got invited to apply. But my intent to not live in Quebec was a bit of a blocker. So I sort of let my invitation period lapse. And pursued another program in Quebec that ultimately the rules changed while I was applying. And then there was another program in Quebec beyond that demanded I speak French to a near fluent level. And I took the exam twice, failed it twice. And it was only the third time that I got it. But in order to do that, I had to sort of give up a lot of my free time to do classes. Even after getting what they call in Quebec a selection certificate, it took another 18 months or so for the federal government to approve my PR, during which time I couldn't change job to the job that I wanted. And I had a job offer from moving to Canada, actually, that I couldn't take up for that whole time. And I couldn't change my salary or anything. So it was very frustrating. And my now wife, then girlfriend, probably remembers periods of me just lying in bed being sad. How did I navigate the emotional uncertainty of immigration to Canada? You know, sort of I probably wax and wane between like, hey, this is in my hands, you know, all I have to do is do this thing, learn this language, fill out this paperwork, bada boom, bada bing, PR. But then when it doesn't quite go according to the plan or whatnot, that can be very disheartening. I felt a bit sort of held back in my career and in my life a bit. Although I'm lucky that all this was happening while I had my feet on Canadian soil and I was breathing Canadian air. So at least I had that I was able to maintain my social life, my relationship, and all those other good things in Canada while this was going on. I can't imagine what it's like to want to settle here and to not actually be here. So I don't want to present myself as a victim of anything. But it was very frustrating. The full journey from initially landing here to getting PR took nearly exactly 7 years.